We want to get you to this, which is obviously the other huge story today. Egypt on the brink, bracing for even more violence as thousands of Muslim Brotherhood supporters pour into the streets, defying a military-ordered state of emergency. Within the past few minutes, we're hearing that there are tear gas cannons being fired in the streets to try to disperse some of these crowds. And the Muslim Brotherhood has called for a, quote, day of rage on this Friday. More than 600 people are reported to have been killed in the fighting between the armed security forces and the protesters who want to put Mohamed Morsi back into the presidency. Leland Vittert has been following every step of this along the way. So what's going on, Leland, in Cairo right now?
Martha, not only tear gas rounds, but live ammunition. We have some live pictures we want to get to coming out of Cairo. Ramses Square is in northwest Cairo, and that's where the Muslim Brotherhood has called upon all of their folks to converge. Noon prayers ended a couple of hours ago, and now there are thousands of people in the streets streaming here in to form a new protest camp. We've also seen in this video very clearly Muslim Brotherhood gunmen, and oftentimes they have fired back with AK-47s. Who they're firing at, why they're firing, we don't know, but it certainly disputes the Muslim Brotherhood claim that their protests are quote-unquote peaceful. They say they are going to remain in the streets and continuing to defy the army until Mohamed Morsi, who was the democratically elected president up until about 7 weeks ago, is returned to office. So far, it appears as though the military is allowing the marches to happen. There are tanks, there are armored personnel carriers all over Cairo, and today, once again, the Interior Ministry said that its police and its army is equipped with live ammunition in addition to the tear gas and is willing to fire and shoot to kill if fired upon. Martha?
Well, Leland, they have proven already that they will do that, and we saw them break up these two other sit-in areas. So now if the Muslim Brotherhood supporters are planning to basically launch another huge sit-in like this, it feels inevitable that there will be the same kind of clash, does it not?
Absolutely. It's very difficult to figure out a way that today doesn't end with a lot more people dead in the streets of Cairo, all already in one of the outlying cities there in Egypt, where we've also seen protests, although it's hard to get video and information in. There are at least 4 people already dead today. We don't know if that was in storming a government building or attacking a police kind of checkpoint, that kind of thing. The army there has been very defiant towards the United States. Remember, President Obama yesterday came out very strongly condemning the army, very much upset with how things had gone down in Cairo. The army said that simply emboldens violent terrorists, and the president's remarks were, quote, not based on facts. As we've said, they've already deployed tanks, armored personnel carriers, and made it very clear that they are not going to tolerate this kind of violence in the streets, especially when you see this video coming back with gunmen firing out. Many of these crowds are now chanting with our blood, our soul, we defend Islam, not we defend Egypt. So this is very much setting up to be a Muslim Brotherhood versus army war there on the streets.
Looks like a brewing civil war, and we hope that's not what happens. But you're watching it very closely, Leland, and we will be as well throughout the next couple of hours. Thanks, Leland.